Hello, Miley. Good evening.
Hello, Cesar. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm fine. What about you?
Yeah, I'm fine too.
Great. So,
Nice.
nice to meet you.
It's really nice to meet you too,
Thank you so
Cesar.
much. So we are here to discuss mainly about, our best practices in teaching. Okay. So I would
Mhm.
like to start off by asking you, the first questions. What were the strengths that you observed in your peer?
Mhm. Okay, that's a really good question. First of all, I have to congratulate you because I really enjoyed every step of your teaching of your lesson, right? And I really consider that one of your strengths is the good rapport that you build with the students. Definitely, there was a very good classroom management. Students were always willing to participate. They were very cooperative. They were participating actively
Mhm.
because the classroom environment was positive and was really well organized. This
Mhm.
is what I really liked. Okay. I uh, really like when you set the objective in a very clear and effective way. You use the Blackboard tools to highlight the objective with different colors, which definitely made this catching to students, right? Regards another strength, I consider that is your teaching strategies. You incorporated a variety of tasks. For example, the arrangements, the pair work, you worked with visuals, you introduced a video, you showed a video, and you worked with the word wall activity
Mhm.
to introduce vocabulary, which was about members of the family. And definitely it catered to different learning styles, right? To different learning styles of the students.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
And what did you learn from the observation?
Well, I learned, mm, well, first I learned that I am able to customize the activities
Mhm.
because I noticed that you personalized the slides, right? Because you incorporated new ideas, you stretch also the activities, you stretched the activities, and you added prompts to the slides, and those modifications worked effectively because students' production was achieved, right? That was the objective of the lesson, students' production. And yeah, I really like that. I learned that I can also personalize and customize the activities, the slides, I mean. And yes, and also I learned that well, the use of extra resources can make my lesson more dynamic and more engageable for students.
Thank you. Now, last but not least,
Mhm.
I have another question for you. Based on the observation, what constructive suggestions could you make regarding the peers teaching practice?
Wow, suggestions. Maybe it's regards error correction.
Mhm.
Maybe I would suggest to focus or highlight more on that area. For example, there were a couple of errors that can fossilize.
Right.
And I remember that from the last training that we had.
Hmm.
For
Hmm.
example, there was a student who read the objective and he said objective,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
And I
Oh,
consider that if
yeah.
if there is
Yeah.
a chance to correct him,
Yes.
he won't repeat this again. Then again, then also about there was another word. It was 15. The students were saying 15.
Uh-huh.
Maybe to make them remember that
Sure.
the stress is on the first on the second syllable and not
syllable.
on the
Uh-huh.
first, because
Right.
that can cause confusion and that can affect the intelligibility of what
Sure.
they are saying, right?
Sure.
Okay.
You won't believe me, but I just keep telling them since ever since, we have classes
Yes.
in the very morning,
Oh, yes.
6 a.m. in the morning. So that's the thing. Another thing is that, normally when we record the video, is that, for example, you send them to the breakout rooms. And of course, you cannot be present all the time there. You have to move through. And of course, in that time, students, can really make mistakes regarding pronunciation, or in this case,
Yes.
I would say their grammar, and so on.
Or they speak Spanish simply.
Exactly, that's right. Or sometimes, they don't do anything. It happens to me when I just go to any breakout room, at random, and I
Mhm.
see the students there in silence, and they remain silent
Mhm.
even when I'm there, So I have to just tell them the importance of start connecting, and at the same
Mhm.
time discussing, working toward the goals. Okay, thank you very much then.
That's right.
I've been taking notes of what you are saying, of course, and I really appreciate then your suggestions. Okay, thank you.
So something to summarize, just
Uh-huh.
when I said that it was a really that the lesson was really well structured, I meant that you follow the steps of a really nice roadmap. You
Hmm.
started with a good warm up, then your leading, which was a video, was a way of recycling information also.
Hmm.
Then when you set the activity, there was well, clear instructions. You modeled the activities as well. You gave examples. When working with the activity, when running the activity, you were monitoring. Monitoring. I don't know. I'm not sure about what kind of monitoring were you doing, because you were in different breakout rooms.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that you were monitoring them. And I really like that you use prompts to make students to produce complete sentences, right? Not only saying he's my father.
Right.
No, he's my father. He's 80 years old. I don't
Yeah.
know. He's
Kind of
Brazilian,
rescue.
Peruvian. I
Yes,
really
kind
like
of
it. Mhm.
kind of, rescuing other things that they learned previously, So
Mhm.
yes, making all,
Yes.
come together. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so
that's it.
much, then. All right.
Okay. Now
Now,
it's about me.
yes. Yes. Go
Okay.
ahead. Can you?
Okay, Cesar. First question.
Yes.
What were the strengths that you observed in your peer?
Well, I actually observed, different things, different approaches, you know. And so what I really like it, I can say, there are different things that I love it very much since the very beginning, but something that drew my attention was, like the pre-teaching activities that you do, or at the introduction, you spend there some time, something that honestly I don't do it. Probably I may spend, maybe 30 seconds, but you were like, introducing the topic, but, you make the students look at the picture, and then, ask, and also I want to ask you, how did you do that? You were, showing or displaying there some questions, to start the activity, right? But I don't know why, but I cannot make it, appear and disappear, but you did it. I don't know how you did
Mm,
that. I don't know how you did that, but I cannot do it. So, and of course, this was kind of, activating the students. I mean, like trying to, in this case, I don't know, activate their prior knowledge that they have, and this is, for me, this is very important. Another thing that I really love
mm,
it, is about, for example, how students were participating. You also create some kind of, a very good rapport, and also a
mm,
sense of belonging, a sense of togetherness, where the students, they were not very afraid, to participate. There is a big difference between making them participate and also students participate on their own, and this obviously reflects,
yeah.
if they trust you, as a teacher. I mean, in other words, if they have the I don't know, they believe, that they can do it, and of course they won't be punished, for doing that. So I really love that, that part very much. Hmm.
Oh, thank you very much, Cesar. Yes, I really appreciate your words.
My
Okay,
pleasure.
what second question? What did you learn from the observation?
Well, something that I think, I need to work on, and I'm honest with you, is about setting the time. So as you were, moving forward, and of course there was a time for the students to work, you set the time there, so I mean, like how much time they should, spend, for every activity, and you set it over there correctly there, so the students know if they have to rush, or even maybe they can, take it easy, in this case when they are doing, some activities like that. And so I think this is a very good activity. I mean, a very good, I would say, their procedure, to make the students to make the students know about this, and of course, work, because maybe they think that they have the time of their lives, to do a certain activity, and of course, this can become a very big disadvantage, especially for us. Yes, that's something that I really like. And once
Mhm.
again, about the sequence, how you introduce the topic, how you invite the students to participate as well, and also the way that you were typing, on the slides, making them, of course, see that, it's not only about speaking, but, also about writing as well. Yes, that is something that I like it the
Yeah,
most.
well, it was one of my neat improvements. The first observation, timing. Oh, because I was terrible at that, but I think there is something that I have improved.
Mhm, mhm.
Well, okay. Third question, Caesar. Based on the observation, what constructive suggestions could you make regarding, oh my God, I don't see,
Yeah.
regarding your peers teaching practice?
Well, just to be honest with you, I have none. I have none of them. For me, everything was in a kind of logical way. There is a great sequence, good rapport, but maybe something, that I noticed. This is just, as suggestions. Especially when we are highlighting, or maybe we want to, pay special attention to certain words. Normally we use the pencil, right? And sometimes maybe we are not very good at drawing, with our hands, okay? But there are different shapes that you can use, There are different shapes. Maybe you can use one of them, when you want to, make circles, or squares.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So, or also you can type, for
Yeah.
example, you were like writing the time over there. I think it was 8:15, not very sure about that. But,
Oh, yeah.
it could have been, in this case, type. But,
Yeah, I'm
it's
terrible at drawing.
but I think it's just about the style, as long as the students understand, that's perfect. But I mean, maybe, we could be maybe more I don't know, just showing the students
Stylish.
that stylish, that's the word. That's the word. So yeah, but nothing
Okay.
else, nothing else. I mean, I really love your class, and I'm thinking of watching the second video because I was actually, watching, the first part as you're having, intensive course. So I would love to see
Mhm.
the other ones, and of course,
Uh,
learn more from you as well. Yes, yes,
uh,
yes,
Thank you.
yes. I think
Thank you
that,
very much.
for the two of us, there is always, room for improvement, and of course,
Of course. Yes.
this kind of practices, help us improve, and at the same
Yes.
time,
A lot.
offer the students, to have a much better experience, especially in their learning, process.
That's right. These peer observations, yes, help us a lot because I learn. There is always something new to learn, right?
Exactly.
Teaching, learning. So we
Exactly.
teach and we learn at the same time. And
Yes.
that's a process that we will never stop doing. Well,
Exactly.
Cesar, it
I
was
could.
a pleasure.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Okay. And thank you very much then, for this conversation, fruitful conversation.
Pretty good conversation. That's right.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Cesar.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.